then like steps to implement, and then leave time for Q&A. So I don't really mind if you interrupt me and ask questions along the way. So don't like worry about that. I don't always pay attention to the little hand. So you may have to like unmute yourself and say, Jim, 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 or something like that. So today what I wanted to teach on or talk about was a year-end assignment I gave everybody in Next Level Coaching. Did any of you guys do it or have it? Great. So I'm going to share some visuals, and then I'm going to share a coaching experience I had with it. And then if you want, if you're willing to put yours in your computer and share it, I'll give you some help with yours and what it means and what to do with the information. So like if you were going to buy stock in a company, and at the end of the year, the company just took some time off for Christmas and New Year's. They didn't have any business planning meetings. They didn't look at any data. They didn't plan on any changes to their business. They didn't look at what they were good at or what they were weak at. They didn't look at the truth that the data tells. Would you buy stock in them? Isn't that what most of you do? Like, it's seriously what most of you do, and it's what I did before I got in the Corps, and it's just silly. And so I want to share a blank one first, Rebecca, if you can, just to show you the form. Rebecca said all these are in the chat or whatever that is. It's a pretty exciting topic, I can tell, because we got 14 people on. It's very exciting. How many people are usually on these? Becca?
I would say around like 30.
Yeah,
40
so this
maybe?
is a boring topic. This is the topic that makes you change. That's why no one's on here. So could you share the blank one?
Their divisional call today too, so that could be.
Oh, what's a divisional call?
The East Coast Division has a call.
The East Coast Division. They should
and their calls at the same time. But I found this to be more important. So.
Oh, that's good. That's some good butt kissing right there, girl. I like that. All right. So this is the blank form, right? So it's formulated. Rebecca did the formula cells, so that it does the math. So you grab your lead trackers for each month last year, and you enter all your leads. You get your mouse. I got my mouse. Can they see my mouse? There, you can see her mouse.
No, they can't.
They can?
They can't see your mouse.
Then you got to use your mouse and move it around January's leads from the top.
Okay.
So you put your leads up here, and then the closings for that month down below. Where people get confused is they try to put the closings in the month where the lead came from, and they get all weirded out. Do not do that. This is based on the law of averages. You just put how many leads you got in January and how many loans actually closed in January. And then you put how many leads in February and how many closed in January and in February, and you total them all up. So I'm going to be having you switch back and forth. So let's go to what's his name's?
Frank.
Yeah. So this is one of the guys I'm coaching right now. His name is Frank. Before this assignment, I asked him what his biggest frustration was, and he said quality of leads from his realtors. Okay, that's what his biggest frustration was. So we did it. We did the top. I wish you could block out the bottom, but you can't. So this is his leads. So we got 266 leads for the year, and he closed 38 loans. You guys see that? So his closing percentage is 14%. Now, you got to put every single lead on your lead tracker. If you get their name and number, they go on there. Even if they never answer your call or call you back, they got to go on there because those are real leads. You do not put prospects on your lead tracker. So prospects are when you buy Zillow leads or you pay for Zillow leads with a realtor and they give you access to the portal or they send you a list of what they got for people that pointed and clicked that week and you're supposed to follow up on them and help them convert them. Those are not leads. Those are prospects. A lead is someone referred to you, a past client that comes back to you. That's what a lead is, or a friend that uses you. So our business is 100% referral. We don't believe in advertising. I don't see it works ever. The only advertising leads I ever got were from a first-time home buying seminar I did once a month. I did a first-time home buying seminar once a month for about 8 years. I direct mail to the same 3 apartment complexes, and on the 3rd Thursday of the month, I did a home buying seminar, and I just kept mailing twice a month to the same 3 apartment complexes. In the beginning, I think I had the first one, no one showed up. Then I had 1 or 2 people show up, and I was super embarrassed. And then about 6 weeks in, I would start to have 10 to 15 people show up pretty regularly. Because, apartment complexes have turnover. People move in and out. They stay a year or two. They don't stay for 10 years. And I made sure the apartment complexes were had a high enough rent charge so that they could afford a house. So in your market, remember, there's some tax savings to buying a house. So if the slowest payment you can do in an area is $2,000 a month, that's the cheapest you can buy a home for, then you would want rents that don't get any lower than like $1,600 a month. So every apartment I mailed to had $1,600 a month or more in rent. And the reason I did it was so I could tell realtors what I did to help give them leads back so they would meet with me. So I got just as much business from the realtors I met with as I did from the first-time homebuyers. In fact, I got a lot more from the realtors I met with, to be honest. So that's the only example of advertising leads, okay? We do not put like social media on here or none of that. If someone DMs you from social media, that's a personal friend or it's a past client. It's one of those two. It's not social media. Social media is a way for you to be in front of them. I've only known a few people who figured out a way to use social media as advertising to get people to call them that don't know them. And that was John King, and he did first-time homebuyer down payment assistance programs and was pretty successful. Is that a hand up, or are you exercising your thumbs? What is she doing? She must be exercising her thumbs. Okay. So questions on the top part?
Yeah, as long as you guys.
So Rebecca, unshare it real quick. All right. So who did their top part? Who did? All right. John, how many leads did you have for the year? You can share it if you want. I would like.
235.
Can you share it?
I think so.
I could see this, that current fund now. You're gonna want.
January, you got
What?
25 leads. Did you just start working late in the year of 23? Is that why you have no closings in January?
No, it's because I sucked in the year before.
That's what I just said.
I thought you said because I just started.
You had just started working hard probably 3 months before that. My point was like, here's what I was talking about with a realtor that's joining our program last night, John. And she used to be a big realtor and she has a husband that works and makes pretty good money. So then they had 2 kids back to back. So she stopped working. She would do deals for family and friends and people that called her, but she didn't hustle. And now her kids are older. They're like in high school and they're at junior high school, I think. And she wants to get back at it. And we were talking about this industry that we're in and how it's the coolest thing about it is the crappiest thing about it. The coolest thing about it is you could take your foot off the gas. You know what I mean, John, by taking your foot off the gas?
Stop making phone calls. Stop.
Yes, stop doing
Prospecting,
the
absolutely.
energy and the effort that it takes to be in front of people, be charming, be catering, be caring. In this industry, you can take your foot off the gas, but you'll still get paychecks for a while. Because of the lag time between a lead and a closing, right? It's 3 months on average. So then you think maybe it's tricks you. Then you think maybe you've arrived and you don't really need to do all that stuff and you can still get paid. And then you find out that you haven't arrived, so you have to go back to work. The problem with that is when you go back to working hard, it takes a while for the results to get there. So then it plays mind games on you and you think you suck. You think you're not doing it right. You think you're not calling the right people. You think you're not saying the right thing. You think you're not at the right company. And the truth is, you just don't realize what I just said. You got to get back at it hard for 4, 5, 6 months. And then you'll see the business come. And then you got to remember the lesson. Otherwise, you will repeat it. Who's repeated the lesson? I have repeated the lesson about 5 times. So don't forget that. This is not a business where you can just coast. It's not. It's a cyclical seasonal business. It's going to get slow in the winter. It's going to get really busy on March 15th. Remember the date. Put it in your little calendar. Jim said it'd be busy, and see if I'm right. On March 15th, you'll have contracts coming in. You'll be excited. You'll see paychecks coming. The end of this month in February, the last like couple days of February, you might feel like the world is falling. It's not falling. It's the business. So go John, go back up to sharing yours. I wonder if he's still on it. John Cluck. Did he ditch me? Did he get off? It scared it. Someone else share. Come on.
I'm new. I have it done though.
You haven't done it yet?
I've done it.
You've done it? Share it. Betty's got guts. Mary, you got yours?
I mean, it's not pretty, so
Mary, Frank's, he's going to take a while. Someone share. Whose is this?
I'm right here.
All right. So you've got 64 leads. You're brand new to the business, and you've got 2 closings. I'm not laughing at you, bro. It's miserable. So your closing percentage is 3%.
Mhm.
So here's what that means. Now, you want me to be honest with you, buddy?
Absolutely, always.
Are you sure?
100%.
Okay. I hope that people don't think I'm picking on you. You
I don't
work
care.
kind of for me, with me. I'm not picking on you. You have to change the way you show up to work every day if you want to be rich. You have to. It's not an option. You will not do a lot of loans in this business until you start wearing a tie 3 or 4 days a week. You won't. You just won't. When you see people not wearing ties making a lot of money, they used to. Todd wore a suit and tie every single day for about 25 years. Am I right, Mary? Yes, I wore a suit and tie every day for about 25 years, Monday through Thursday. So you got to get dressed. Don't keep your, like, I don't know why is the screen up here. What happened?
Oh,
I
'cause
want
I'm
to see
trying
his
to
stuff.
see you.
I want to see his stuff. No, don't see me. So first things first is you got to act like you already made it. They got to see a guy who already made it, not see a guy who's trying to make it. They can smell it on you. You have to understand that when you go in front of a realtor, they're trusting their family's food in your hands. Literally. They're trusting their success and their outcome in your hands as a lender. So you show up, a little scruffy, looking cute and handsome, and dressed timely for the decade that we're in, and like a mid-20s guy. I don't trust you with my family's food at all. I think you're going to eat it and leave us scraps. That's what my teenage sons do. I want to see a professional person. That's number one. Number two is the process for a lead is simple. You call them, you act busy, and you set an appointment for them to meet you in person at your office. Now, are you doing that?
Yes.
Good. So if you wear a suit and they come into your office is really nice. You have a little welcome board with their name on it. They come in, they see their name. You say, oh, we were expecting you. Come on back. You sit down and you have a professional presentation for them. The first thing you do is ask them again, how were you referred again? What did they say about me? And then you build up and edify that realtor. Now they're comfortable. They feel like they made the right choice in the realtor, and they feel like that you made be the right choice for the lender. But if you skip that step, they're wondering the whole transaction if they picked the right people. Now, do you guys believe me? Has anybody ever bought a house and been scared? Raise your hand. I'm scared every time I buy a house. I'm scared the realtor's not looking out for me. I've experienced the realtor not looking out for me. So they're scared the whole time, and they're going to trust you. So you got to get your crap together. You got to have the professional person tight. What I see most of you do is piecemeal the transaction. Hey, what are you looking to do? Okay, let me do some research. I'll call you back. Okay, here's what we can do. Okay, well, let me. You already talked to someone else. Well, let me send you some numbers. And you go this bullshit back and forth over the phone. The person who meets the lead first in person wins every time. Borrowers use the loan officer they met first more than 80% of the time. It's a fact. And they also use the realtor they met in person first 80% of the time. Unless they're rich. Then they interview 3 people, they make them all come to their house, and they use the one that is most impressive. But this is not a rich person's market, is it? This is a first-time home buyer market. This is a market where people who don't have 3% and didn't experience that are willing to buy. So we got to go and be professional. That's number one. Number two, you got to call your leads every day, 7 days in a row, with the purpose of getting an appointment in person. Don't have enough time to talk to them when you call them. Be busy, even if you're not. I wanted to reach out to you real quick before I went into my meeting. I called you yesterday and left a message. You were referred by Mary Frank. Please call me back so we can get you scheduled. I want to help you get pre-approved. Bye. When they call back, oh, I just stepped out of a meeting to take your call. I do have time today at 3 o'clock and tomorrow at 4. I want to give you a list of what to bring and gather a little information. And then do a professional presentation. Gather all this stuff. Now, if you don't know the answer, get up out of the meeting and go ask someone. I do it all the time. Hey, I've got underwriters on speed dial. I'm going to step out and ask them real quick to make sure I got this right. You guys hang out in here. If you have any more questions when I get back, you'll let me know. And then I go bug Tiffany, or I call an underwriter, or I call a loan officer I trust and figure it out. You guys are trying to figure everything out before you meet the person. Stop doing it. Just professional. So are all 64 of these leads referred?
They were, yeah, a lot of them were.
Well,
I don't
you
know.
got to
I don't
find
know.
out if all of them were. If they're advertising leads or if they're Zillow, that don't count. So
No.
then let's look at your realtor section. So your realtor section is 0 for 2, 0 for 3, 2 for 8. That's not bad. That's pretty good. 0 for 2, 0 for 1, 0 for 3, 0 for 1, 0 for 9. Those are all realtors. 0 for 2, 0 for 1, 0 for 5, 0 for 1. So the interesting thing to me would be to go back and look at all those borrowers, all those realtor leads, and find out if they bought a house and didn't use you. If this was my business, I would make a list of all my realtor leads. I would call my realtors that gave me those leads, and I would find out what happened to those leads. Actually, I'd probably call the leads first. I'd take all of that back. Call every one of these realtor leads and find out what happened and make a list and learn from it. Yeah, they used a different lender and then we sold them a house. They said you took too long. They said you didn't call them back. They said that your numbers weren't right. They said that this, they said that. Find out so that even if you lose this realtor, the next one you're better for. If you keep getting better, Freddie, you'll wake up in 5 years and thank me. Thanks for having the guts. I appreciate it. Barry, you want me to see yours? Probably no one does now. Okay, let's see.
I didn't think it was bad at all.
Listen, people who blue sky me don't care about me. They care about themselves. People who tell me that my nose is too big, that I need to dress better, that I need to brush my teeth, they care about me. Do you guys agree with that? People who just tell me what I want to hear and go on, they don't care about me. I'm trying to help people. This is a very difficult business. But if you do it right, man, it's the best business. No college degree, multimillionaire, knucklehead. Academic probation 6 times. At 27 years old, I was making $22,000 a year with 20 grand in credit card debt. Like, this is a crazy business. We're lucky. All right, let's see. 306 leads. Wow. That's impressive. 45% loans closed, 15%. It's about what I'm seeing for professionals. Some people have 20%. It's usually when they have captured accounts. 15% is pretty good. I prefer you be around 18 to 20 right now and improving. But I think you did pretty good. How do you feel about it?
I feel really good about it.
Good. So now we don't have a total. Damn. I want to have a total, Rebecca, at the end of the realtor section. So we took the one section of leads at the bottom here with Mary's, and we take every realtor that gave her a lead and look at her closing percentage with the realtors, and then I want a total if I can. Maybe someone can do the math for me. So she's 3 for 8 with the first one. That's really good. 2 for 7 is really good. Like, look at this closing percentages: 38, 29, 38, 27. Those are really good. The next one with 0 for 10, you probably know the reason, but if I'm coaching someone, I would want to know the reason. 3 for 8 is really good. 0 for 5, figure that out. 2 for 5 is really good. Like, a lot of these are really solid. And then you got a bunch that give you a couple leads here and there with no closings. Tell me about those guys. Brandy, Vinette, Jennifer, Dominique, Chris, whatever that is, that section.
Brandy is actually a personal friend of mine, and she's been a great referral partner. Just within this timeline, I didn't have anything. She had some personal stuff going on, but I left her on there.
She's not a
Dominique isn't-
realtor?
She's not a realtor, but like
Oh.
last year I closed 5 transactions with her and her
Oh, so you
sister.
added it
This
again.
is new stuff, so I've closed like repeat people with them, but not new stuff. And I'm only tracking my new closings, not past clients that close with me again on this form in my
So
mind.
that section's supposed to be mostly realtors, were most of those realtors?
Yes, there's 2 that are not real. There's
Only
a
2 that are not.
financial person, my sister, who also sends me business, and Brandy. Everybody
Okay.
else is a realtor.
So the realtors that sent you leads with no closings, I would say do the same thing. Go back and call those leads and find out what happened. You may know. Lost
Yeah.
it for price, lost it for program. They did this, they decided not to buy. But like the more you guys investigate into your business, the more you'll improve on your skills.
Most of them are new, Jim, because I'm trying to reinvent myself. So I'm just starting to get the leads and they're not as strong.
So a lot of
they're-
these leads are pre-approval still shopping.
That is correct.
Okay, good. But on average over a year, if you keep doing this, it'll always give you the true average and the true percentage of your closing. So Rebecca, let's look at Frank. What time is it? Let's look at Frank's sheet, please.
Okay.
So this is the guy I coach. I started off talking about him. He told me his biggest frustration was his realtors give the quality of leads from his realtor. And he does he's Spanish speaking, but not I think a lot of his business is Spanish speaking, but I truly don't know the percentage. So that was his complaint. I gave this assignment, and every realtor that he got a lead from is on here. I don't know if every realtor is. Not every realtor is, but his top ones are. His closing percentage from his realtors is 44%. So from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 realtors sending him business. And this is over a whole year, 8 leads, 7 leads. This is what's really out there. There's not a bunch of realtors that can give you 50 leads a year. There's not. There's not. They are crying. Their units are the lowest they've been in 30 years. Units purchased, lowest units in 30 years. Realtors don't control as much of the business as they used to. But they're the only ones that do still control some business. So you have to adjust your expectation. Otherwise, you think they suck or you suck when none of you suck. It is what it is. There are less units out there. The attritions happen. A bunch of realtors are gone. A bunch of lenders are gone. You made it. Now you got to buckle down and follow the play and start building more good realtor relationships that made it. So if you listen to me, you know that I track numbers pretty good with my friends from the core, and that over 90%, almost 90% of all of the realtors they work with came from only 2 sources: Tuesday updates and buddy introductions. Tuesday updates and buddy introductions. And the rest came from cold calling. Cold calling is open houses. Cold calling is Jolt. Cold calling. So approaching 90, 80 something percent of all the realtors they get business with and keep and like working with came from either introduced from another realtor, or they came from doing a fantastic job on Tuesday updates, which we teach. And we all think we got to do cold calls to pick up new realtors. We all think we got to get realtor business. Oh, I'm going to get new realtor business. And if you don't have new realtor business in 2 or 3 months, that you suck at it. That's not the way it works. You're forever adding new realtors through Tuesday updates and buddy introductions. Slow and steady wins the race. Don't think you can flick a switch and now you're doing 20 loans a month, or I'd be doing it. Don't think that Todd can flick a switch and have 500 loan officers here, or he'd be doing it. You guys get it? 3 loans a month is a nice income, can take care of a family. 10 loans a month is like a surgeon's income. It takes effort, but you got to have the knowledge. So what should this guy do to grow his realtor business? You can close it.
Have meetings with the realtors and go over these numbers with them.
Okay. I gave you the answer. You guys
Monday
check your
lunch
emails?
is Tuesday updates.
Well, he
Get more
already has these
accounts.
guys.
Get
There's
more
only one
accounts.
left. What?
Get more accounts.
How's he going to get
realtors.
more realtor business? That's accounts. What tactics should he use? What assignment did I give him?
Go over the
Just-
leads that they gave him, see why they didn't convert, and continue to show him that he's there to work for them at a hard and high level.
I like that. That's what you should do with the leads that didn't convert. I agree. Go back up, pull it back up, Becca.
Buddy intros, Jim.
Who's that?
Braden.
44% conversion, you guys. So 44% of the leads he got from these realtors, he got a paycheck on. 44%. It's ungodly. It's fantastic. These people love him. I'm trying to lead you to the answer. 44%. Mary, you were at 15. He's at 14 overall.
I was at 3.
44%. It's effective. It's efficient. It's money. Unshare it. What should he do? God.
Buddy
Call them
intros.
all and have them introduce him to other realtors like them. You guys. Realtors are salespeople. They love to refer and brag about how great you are. Oh, my lender's the best. Don't you know? You guys think that they don't want to share you. That's for your BS, your belief system. It is not a fact. The fact is that they would consider it an honor to introduce you to a good realtor. He's got 14 great realtors with a 44% conversion rate, and he told me his problem was quality of leads from realtors. He's a dipshit. Now, he's my friend. He won't get mad at me. That's not his problem. But he thinks it's his problem. So is he ever going to get better?
No.
It's like I'm thin enough, okay? So I just keep drinking protein drinks to build muscle. And for some reason, it's not working. You want to know why? Because I got to go pick up heavy shit to get muscles. I got to go to the gym and lift steel for some damn reason. But I just keep drinking protein shakes thinking I want to get muscles. It's the same thing. This guy has 14 realtors with a 44% conversion. And I just told you that the best loan officers in the nation get 90% of their referral partners from introductions or Tuesday updates. And I asked you, what should this guy do? And I got the stares. Thank God you're in coaching. Thank God you're in coaching because it works. Thank God I was coached for 30 years. Thank God someone did all this for me so I can do it for you because I did the same mistakes. So this guy's assignment is go meet with these people, do a one-year realtor business plan that we gave to you at the last event. It's in the book. Rebecca has it. I said, go meet with them, help them fill out their simple one-year business plan. They like you. At the end, ask them what you can do better, and then ask them for a favor. I need to add 1 or 2 realtors to my stable. Who do you know that's like you? Because my company and my team loves to work with you. Don't say I love to work with you. Say your company and your team loves to work with you because you're professional. It's a better close. It's a better honor. Who do you know that you can introduce me to? I don't want to go on a buddy lunch. I just want an introduction. What are you going to tell them about me? What's the 2 or 3 reasons why you use me? This part's important. So you're not writing it down, Cleo. It's making me nervous. Write this shit down. I'm really rich. I don't give you anything that I don't do. Not one thing do I give you that I didn't do. Not one. So I always go meet with my realtors every January and do their one-page business plan. Ask them how many deals they're going to do. Ask them how many they think they're going to do with me. So I can, and the reason I need to know is so I can staff properly to keep closing their loans on time. Do you see the sucker punch in that, Cleo? Not because I'm greedy, but for their benefit, I need to know. You see the swing? You see it? It's professional, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes, it's not cheesy begging for business, is it? It's not
Being real.
absorbing. It's, hey, I got a staff right, so I can keep taking care of you. You growing? Do I got to grow with you? You see the difference? Pretty smooth, right?
Yeah. A little vulnerability. Yeah.
No, it's very smooth. And then, what's one thing we're doing well? And then, I need to add 1 or 2 realtors to my stable. Who should I work with? What are you going to tell them about me? So that they're ready to say the things that are going to want that person to work with you. Do you understand? I call Mary and say, you got to use my title lady. She's the best. Mary going to call my title lady? I don't know. She might. I call Mary and say, listen, I've been doing business a long time, Mary, just like you. I don't bounce around between title people. But my title person is Denise. The way I got Denise was out of a phone book on my first refi, I swear to God. My first refi was a sweet old couple up in Apple Hill. This is no bullshit. And Denise, I found her in the phone book. My first deal with her, and she drove up to Apple Hill and signed them because it was Apple season and they didn't have time. And we were going to blow a lock. The second reason is she always takes my calls or calls me back within like just an hour at the most. The last reason is she always makes me look good. Every time my borrowers go in there, she tells them how lucky they are to work with me. That's why I use her. Now is Mary going to call her? You guys get it?
Hey, Jim, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When I've started using your language, oh, what did they say about me? I have a hard time receiving the compliment in a way to make it direct back, and how, when I say, hey, what did they say about me? Oh, Mary, they said that you're the best and you'll take really good care of me. And sometimes I almost I don't like the compliment. I don't know how to
I know. I can see it.
quickly transition that into a positive. Can you give me some quick words?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So what you're doing is you slide off the compliment and go in a different direction because you're uncomfortable, right? You should pause and say nothing and look at them with a smile and say, well, that means a lot to me. That's what I work for every day.
Thank you.
Just say that. Taking a compliment is not easy. Some people never learn how to do it. I just learned to say thank you and tell them what it
It's
means.
uncomfortable. Honestly, it's
It
uncomfortable.
is. It used to be
Because you were
uncomfortable to
asking
me.
questions
I
to me
just
that are already
giggle.
uncomfortable.
Oh, Jim, they'd come up to me. Oh, Jim, I learned so much from you. I'd go, hey, and just walk away. And they all thought I was a prick. So then I learned from someone. Just look at them, pause, and say thank you. That means the world to me. That's what I work for.
That's a good one.
It's not bullshit. That's why it's good. Like, bullshit don't work, y'all. You got to be willing to be yourself. I do my professional presentation. Kim's on here. Kim, undo your camera. Just so these guys know I'm not full of shit. Kim, you've been on how many borrower appointments with me? Couple, 3, 4?
Yes.
Do I do it the same way every time?
Yes.
Every single time. Is it the same way?
Yes.
Is it always in person or by video?
I'm sorry?
Is it always in person or by video?
Yes.
Do I ever do them over the phone?
No.
Am I full of shit?
Well,
I'm not. I'm not the easiest guy to work for
correct.
because I have high expectations, but I am not full of shit.
Correct.
So when I tell you to do this, Freddie, wear a suit, shave your face, you look like a cartel person. You do. I know you're laughing, but I'm not giving you my loan. Okay? You see down here, the old man, he's got gray hair. He's not as scary with the facial hair. You look like you could easily beat me up. I'm just telling you, that's what you look like. Now, I know that's not you because I know you, but they don't. They don't know you, Freddie. But Jim, you say be you. Be a professional version of you. Be a bigger, more professional version of you. Don't be me. Don't be Todd. Don't be Robin, but dress like you already have success. Go to the places where you buy used clothes. I wore my dad's, you guys are going to crack up. And you're going to think I'm full of shit again, and I'm not. You ask anybody who worked with me for a long time, my dad is 85. So he's 30 years older than me. He worked at IBM when IBM was something special. IBM was what Microsoft is now when I grew up. I wore his suits for 6 years at work. They were 25 years old. I looked like an idiot, but I was professional. They had flares at the bottom of the suit and shit. But they were suits. I couldn't afford good suits. Then someone turned me on to how to buy new suits. So I went and bought new suits for cheap. Macy's is a good place to buy cheap suits. Like, it don't have to be expensive, but you gotta dress better. You gotta come to the office at 8. You gotta call leads and act busy. You gotta meet everybody in person. You gotta call all your leads for 7 days. You gotta convert. If Mary converted, Mary, can you pull your stuff back up? Mary is good. Really, really good. Leaders Club all the time. Like, top producer at the company for a long, long time. She's really good. But just like me, sometimes she drifts. We all drift. Sometimes I'm driven, sometimes I let myself be directed, and sometimes I'm drifting. When do I make the most money? Three choices, pick one.
Directed.
When I let myself be directed, when I call Todd and ask him if he's happy with me, when I see if Robin's happy with me, when I let myself be directed, I make more money. When I'm driven, I scare the hell out of people. And when I'm drifting, I'm a mess. So imagine if Mary converted 5% more. She would close 16 more loans last year. And she makes about $4,000 a loan. So she would make $84,000 more. She would pay about $40,000 in taxes, and she would have saved $46,000 more last year by just converting 5% more, by just being a little more thorough. Now, with Mary in particular, I'm not sure that she's not thorough enough. So I don't really know. I think she's probably thorough enough. I think she cares a lot. But I'm just saying, as an example, if she could do something different in her process, okay, if she could find something to copy from somebody else that increases her conversion rate, she would have made 80 grand more a year. Because I know people that get 20% conversion rate. There's lots of excuses out there. My market's tough. My realtor's tough. Our affordability's in the toilet. I know them all. And I believe in the sentence that says you can have excuses or you can have results, but you can't have both. So the purpose of these calls are to develop your skills. So what you should have learned to write down is fill out this form, go through all the leads you didn't convert last year. Every lead you didn't convert. This is an assignment if you want to be rich. Call every lead that didn't convert and find out what happened. The script sounds like this. Hey, it's Jim. You don't have a lot of leads to work on right now, most of you anyway, so do it. Hey, it's Jim with Summit. Hey, I got your name and number last year. It was early in the year. You don't have to say the specific month because it'll exemplify how long it's been. They don't remember what month, okay? Just say, I got your lead last year. I don't remember what month. But I wanted to follow up and see if you still need to be pre-approved or if you still have any mortgage questions. No one's writing it down. No one's writing it down, Rolando. No one's writing it down. There you go. Listen, write it down. And then they say, oh, we bought with someone else. Thanks for following up. Oh, okay. Now, if you have big guts, you say, can I ask you one more question before you go? Why didn't you use me? Oh, we were already pre-approved with someone else and we didn't want to go through the pain. Okay, thanks. Next one. Why didn't you use me? You didn't call us back fast enough. Well, thank you for being honest with me and giving me a chance to get better. I appreciate that. Hang up. We shopped with 3 lenders and I think we just went with who was lower. Thanks for telling me and giving me a chance to get better. You can decide if you want to go work for 50 basis points or if you still want to fight for your commission and get paid a lot. This information is valuable. How many people would trade for Mary's business? Raise your hand. I would. She's got a lot of leads and a lot of loans. But I'm still pushing her to get a little better at that. Sometimes she likes it when I push her and sometimes she don't. Trust me, I can tell. But I never give you nothing that I didn't do. And I never push you if I don't think you need it. Just know that about me. So, questions on this so far? Not one question? I covered it so good.
I would just, Jim, I started doing it already in January. You guys sent out the form. It's nice. So just a side note, like to start it early so you can really pay more attention. It's been helping me.
Good. I'm super glad about
That's what I've been doing.
The one-page realtor business plan with every realtor, go meet them in person, is a home run. Afterwards, use my script and ask them to introduce you to somebody. If you just get those 2 steps from this today, you will get more realtor relationships.
Can you make it
Realtor
easy on us, Rebecca,
relationship-
and put it in there? Can you put it in the chat, Rebecca, so we
What?
can have it or send it out?
Yeah, of
Thanks.
course.
So like a realtor is good for, let's see, I'm sorry, Mary. Whose is this up here? Is this Mary's?
This is mine,
This is
Cleo.
Mary's. This is Cleo's? Oh, Cleo, you're at 14% also? Isn't that what Mary was at, about 15?
I'm at 15, Jim. I want to beat Cleo one time in my
Yes,
life.
that's what now I know you're a salesperson.
beat me all
That's how you
day.
know. That's how you know if someone's a salesperson right there. So all these super high conversion rates, but still only 14% conversion up top. So there's a bunch of other realtors sending you business that we haven't looked at. You could do this for every realtor that sent you business last year. That's what you should do. You should extend this out and do it for every single realtor that sent you business, and then look at the rest of the leads by category. If you really want to be rich, and see what you can learn in each category.
Okay.
If you have a category that gives you tons of leads that waste your time and take you down, call me. See what we can do about it. Do we got to dump the category? Do we got to improve the skills?
Thank
But
you.
those realtors all love you. You should be doing buddy introductions like crazy. And you should do exactly how I just taught you, Cleo. Do it with 5 people and call me and tell me how much you love me. I promise.
Okay.
Other questions? Jim, what do I do if I'm brand new and don't have a lot of realtors? 4 open houses every single weekend for the rest of your life. That's 4 times 50 weeks a year. That's 200 realtor introductions a year. Call them on Monday. Tell them that you're new to the business and that you want to go learn more about real estate and find out how they do it. And go meet them. Wear a suit. Be clean shaven. If you're a woman, dress professionally. I don't know what that looks like for women, but do that. And go in there and kick their butt and do a professional presentation. Honor, why'd you get in the business? What's your biggest frustration in the market? Why? What's your biggest frustration with lenders? Why? Give me one reason why you wouldn't use me. Solve it.
Jim,
Yeah.
I have a question.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so let's say for those of us who want new contracts, new business right now, what would you say is the best action item to take right now? Would you say call back all those leads that didn't convert last
for
year?
sure the best, so like your best 2 things you can do to get a loan right now, believe it or not, are to do a slide out to your database for refis because they just got all their credit card bills and I spent twice as much as I thought I spent at Christmas. Anybody else? So did they, except I got savings and they don't. So do a slide out voicemail to your entire database saying, hey, it's I just opened all my bills and realized how much I spent. That and a bunch of my clients have been calling me, checking out refis. So I wanted to leave you this message. If you're interested in looking at a free refi worksheet with me, call me back or text me back. In fact, texting me back is best. Just text me at this number and let me know that you want one and I will take care of you. Do that and then call all your leads you didn't close and reconnect with them and call the realtors afterwards and let them know you followed up. Do it. Don't do 5 of them. Do all of them. Like mentally get ready for a pick a day and go in and do it all day. Don't start and stop. Do it for 4 hours straight and be exhausted. You will sleep so good that night and you'll be so happy with your efforts. It's ridiculous. You'll feel like you earned that seat on the couch. You ever go home and feel like you didn't earn it? It's not a good feeling. You do this and you'll go home, you'll be like, no matter what the result is, you earned it. Last questions? Don't just listen to me and think I'm funny. Do what I told you to do, guys. Get paid. See you.